Hey everybody, Rob Orgel, your favorite silencer nut job. In today's video, I wanted to take a look at the APC9 from B&T. Now, I think a lot of what B&T is doing is just the cat's meow. They are really very good at making firearms, and when it comes to silencers, they make a very well-balanced suppressor that kind of does everything pretty darn well. It's not, in my opinion, the king of any one topic. It's just a very well-balanced suppressor, with the exception of their Tiger 22. That's the king of a lot of things, especially when it comes to sound. Now let's move into the B&T APC9. Now this tiny little package is not just a cool little setup, but what makes it so nifty is that East Valley Tactical was able to install the three positions. You've got safe, semi, and then FRT. But in FRT, it rotates all the way around to the correct location on the actual APC9. So what this is doing is not just giving you that standard three-position FRT we're used to. It's giving you the correct location and the correct markings. So this thing went from, okay, yeah, that's a cool gun, I like to play with it from time to time, to holy cow, this thing is an absolute blast and has revitalized my interest in playing with this PCC, pistol caliber carbine, or you might even call it a submachine gun at this point. Now, what I wanted to play with today is a silencer experiment. I have B&T's original quick attach suppressor that uses ball bearings to attach. Now, they'll tell you that this is a really good system for guys who had to attach and detach suppressors when they were under night vision, meaning they could not look down and fiddle with their weapon. They had to just be able to drop it on and pop it off very quickly. The concept had to do with helicopter operations, and that when engaging from a helicopter with a suppressor, sometimes the peers in that team wouldn't know an engagement was happening. So by removing the suppressor as they mount the bird, they could send rounds, and the rest of the team would key up and join in the gunfight. So this is why this has a rapid attach system, and in my opinion, it sounds good. Not amazing, but good. And they'll tell you, well, it's, kind of a hasty system. If you want a real system, this guy ratchets on. So they made a remake of this design that screws into the ass end of the suppressor. However, I was finding in the short configuration, no issues. In the long configuration, it was too much nose weight. And I was finding my strikes going to the south by like feet at 100 yards. So I reached out to them. They said, yep, you want to use this mount. It gets a much better seal to it and a far superior suppressor system. I played with the suppressor system a little bit. This is called the SQD M for modular. It has a flow-through and non-flow-through cap, and you can remove the suppressor by splitting it in half and then moving the cap rearward. And then they did an outlet here, so it channelizes from one to the other so that it flows through the entire system with that end cap breathing at the end of the weapon. Now, I have found this suppressor to be impressively quiet, and because of its weight, it makes the gun very well balanced while firing. So this has become quickly one of my favorite PCC suppressors. So I'm going to test the two, one then the other, swapping back and forth, and I'll do a little bit of, let's say, no suppressor so that we can hear the rate of fire of the weapon, and then I'll add the old suppressor, then I'll add the newest suppressor, and then we'll do a light sound test to get an idea of which one sounds better overall. Guys, if you like this content, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. It really does go a long way for the algorithm. The internet, the bad people, they don't like me talking about silencers, so I really appreciate the comments you put in there, even if it's just a, hey, love your content. That really means the world to us. I super appreciate all the support you guys have given us so far. Let's get into it. Give her a go. All right, now that we've got an idea of the cyclic rate of fire with the supersonic ammunition, let's now move into the old school B&T suppressor that locks on real quick. Do that again super quick for its mounting and dismounting, just a single touch of the button. All right, magazine going in. I would say that that is pretty darn tolerable, but just to play it safe, I'm gonna put my ears back on so I can go into the third position. Here we go, third position. A little bit of gas moving rearward, but I would say overall not bad at all. Now this guy does mount a little bit funny. It has to go on and then kind of rotate into. Can almost get it wrong if you're not careful. I think that's the right way. Yeah. And then it ratchets and locks. Now let's get a new mag into this guy. Give that a listen. quieter, but it's got that higher pitched twang to it. It's interesting that the old one actually sounds maybe even a little bit better. But it's not bad. It's got a nice tone to it, I would say. Get my ears back on. We'll put it in the third position. Here we go. Definitely floats in position better. It chugs. Probably because maybe it's a little bit heavier with its modular system and all, but it just floats in place. And I can see the gas seems to be going like that way, as opposed to the old suppressor that seemed to somehow push the gas more directly in my face. So this suppressor is definitely the superior suppressor. And holy cow, is this thing super cool with that third position safety. Guys, if you want to find one, check out East Valley Tactical. They are the king of these modifications. Make sure you say Rob sent you. As always, stay safe, and we'll see you in the comments. Third position. A little bit on the gassy side. Very cool to shoot. Very high rate of fire. Very gassy. One more mag. 25 rounds goes quick.